I think he was prepared good. Usyk was good prepared, and he can beat him more, a lot more.
Where did Oleksandr Usyk rank?
Are you kidding me? He's earned the right to be. He's earned the right to be mentioned with all the top guys. He's one of the great winners of our era.
But what he did have was a level of boxing intelligence that they just simply couldn't do anything about. They couldn't handle it. They couldn't deal.
Fighters admire Usyk's unmatched skills, incredible movement, and unrelenting stamina. His ability to adapt, control the ring, and execute precise strategies leaves his peers in awe. Many view him as the ultimate challenge in the sport, recognizing his dominance across weight classes and his relentless drive to achieve greatness. When asked about Oleksandr Usyk's place in the boxing hierarchy, heavyweight contender Qatpolv kept it simple and direct. Usyk is number one. That's it. These few words encapsulate the growing consensus among fighters and experts who regard Usyk as the pinnacle of boxing today.
Like last time, because last time he beat him most, he beat him more, but this time was also good.
Did you feel like Oleksandr was using that backhand, his backhand really well, because he seemed to be connecting to Tyson Fury quite often with the backhand?
I think he was prepared good. Usyk was good prepared, and he can beat him more, a lot more. But just maybe Fury was changed something.
Oleksandr Usyk's promoter echoed similar sentiments, praising his fighter for doing exactly what was necessary to achieve victory. He's the best man. He did what he was intended to do. This statement speaks to the level of preparation, discipline, and execution Usyk brings to each fight, a hallmark of his career.
I'm happy. I'm happy because this man did what he had to do, what he intended to do. He got the victory, he won, he made a good job. He went through 12 rounds, tough rounds, with the best man, best possible opponent. What can I say? Respect to the man, to both.
Renowned trainer Ben Davidson puts Usyk among the all-time greats of the sport, commending his successes in both the cruiserweight and heavyweight divisions. Davidson's admiration is clear. He puts himself in the mix as one of the best heavyweights ever. To be undisputed in both cruiserweight and heavyweight is amazing. Such accolades showcase Usyk's versatility and dominance across weight classes.
Just how good is Oleksandr Usyk? We've seen him now come into the heavyweight division, fight a Derek Chisora, fight Anthony Joshua twice, fight Tyson Fury twice, and he's the undisputed heavyweight. No, he was until, I'd say, the belt let go. But what do you make of him as a fighter? Just sum him up, special fighter.
Yeah, he's put himself in the mix to be. He's put himself in the mix as one of the greatest heavyweights that's ever been. So, undisputed cruiserweight, undisputed heavyweight, amazing.
Prominent boxing coach Dave Quill weighed in, noting Usyk's unparalleled activity and accuracy since moving to heavyweight. Coldwell remarked on Usyk's ability to work the body effectively and control the pace of a fight, saying his activity is probably the best since he's been in the heavyweight division.
The pace, and you just still can't go with it. It takes, it does have an effect. But what I'm trying to say is Usyk's work to the body, the volume of body punches. I'd like to see the stats on body punching, be it straights, be it a jab, be it backhands, whatever. Because Usyk's volume of body work is what I thought was the difference in the fight. His lead hand activity was probably the best it's been since he's been at heavyweight, maybe. I thought he took away, we were all talking about the Fury right uppercut going into the fight because he had a lot of success. We were all talking about what Tyson's going to do, but, I said Usyk's clever. People, they're going to look at that and see what they can do better.
This technical ability has made Usyk a nightmare matchup for even the most seasoned opponents.
Did you go into the last round? Was you sure that you were ahead on points? Was you comfortable that you'll win the fight going into round 12?
I'm just boxing. I'm just continue my plan. What say Yuri, my coach? No, it's fight was
Easier one.
easy. Not easy, but not easy. Easier.
Easier than the first one.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Legendary ring announcer Michael Buffer compared Usyk to a machine. Ling, his relentless energy and endurance buffer, called Usyk as having big batteries that never stop, attested to the Ukrainian's extraordinary conditioning and mental fortitude.
He probably should have tried a little more of he has a good one too, one pop up, you know. And, you know, he used his size and reach and everything. Usyk is like a machine though. He's just got a big battery that never stops.
Do you think he's unbeatable, Oleksandr Usyk, in this era? Do you think he's unbeatable in this era, Usyk?
No, nobody's unbeatable. Nobody's unbeatable. Muhammad Ali in his prime isn't here today, so.
Just lastly, Michael, good performance there from Tyson. Many people did have it close. Where do you think he goes next?
Tyson?
Yeah.
An
Anthony Joshua fight, maybe?
He could pack Wembley with an Anthony Joshua fight for sure. I think Triple D and Usyk could put 90,000 in Wembley because that's a good fight.
There was a bit of controversy from the first fight.
Of course. You know, 1/2 inch difference.
WBO cruiserweight champion Lawrence Okolie also highlighted Usyk's supreme fitness as a key factor in his success. It was a good fight and Usyk won because of his conditioning, Okolie noted, stressing the physical edge Usyk brings into every bout.
Yeah, how's it going? Yeah, how are you? Yeah, I did think he won the fight, but it was just a great fight all around.
Did you think that the weight had any factor? What did you think of Tyson coming in heavier?
I think it did have a factor. It depends in different parts. So he was able to, in parts, get hold of Usyk and then put a little bit of good work in the body shots and stuff. But then I do think that down the straight, because Usyk was able to weather that, the conditioning did play a factor in the last few rounds where he was able to just throw 3-4 punches more in exchanges, and I think that's what edged it out for
Luke Thomas, a renowned combat sports commentator, described Usyk's latest performance as elite, dubbing it one of the best in boxing history. He's one of one, a unique personality. Interview 9, Thomas said he was drawing our attention. 6. Charisma and the intangible traits that make him a standout figure both inside and outside the ring.
Ted Yalis, Oleksandr.
I got plenty of them wrong, but you know that one I felt very strongly about, just like the first time. Usyk knows how to win. He'll find a way to win. And I thought Tyson would be better, and he was better. Give him, and you know what the flag said? Winner. I know how to win, and that's what he does. He knows how to win.
Teddy, I know you've got a flight to catch, so I'm going to let you go. Thank you so much for your time this week. Actually, Oleksandr Usyk, where does he rank for you now? Where does he rank for you amongst the greats?
Say that again.
Where does Oleksandr Usyk rank?
Are you kidding me? He's earned the right to be. Mentioned with all the top guys. He's one of the great winners of our era. And you know, the funny thing about him, there's not one thing that you can say, oh my God, he does so great. He's the greatest puncher. He's fast like Ali. His legs are like, no. There's not one thing he doesn't do real well. He does everything real well. There's not one weakness. And the most important thing at the end of the day, the strongest part of him all, this.
Interview 10. Not everyone shares the same level of reverence for Usyk. However, Simon Jordan expressed skepticism, stating Oleksandr Usyk isn't the best of all. He's beatable. DUS could do it while many believe Usyk is near unbeatable. Dissenting voices like Jordan's add nuance to the conversation, keeping the debate alive.
Greater sort of set of circumstances. But much like he has for very long stretches of his career, there are the plans that the people in boxing make around him, and then there is just the wrecking ball that is Oleksandr Usyk, and he shred those plans and never let them come to fruition today with a very, very, very good performance, a elite performance, if ever there was one. I said this, everywhere he has gone, he has done winning an Olympic gold medal, clearing out cruiserweight, and now becoming the guy at heavyweight of his generation. 2 times against Joshua, 2 times against Fury, beating Dubois. He's special in ways that are almost hard to describe. You just won't see boxing talent like this very often. You could watch boxing another 30 years and not necessarily see a guy quite like this. He is one of one, a unique personality, a unique look to him, a unique way of being. Part of a bigger system, obviously, and part of it, as I mentioned before, that the amateur Ukrainian team that he and Lomachenko and Vazdik and others were all part of. But just such a special.
Thomas said, drawing attention to Usyk's charisma and the intangible qualities that make him a standout figure both inside and outside the ring.
They couldn't handle it. They couldn't deal with it. That's what you got. You just got a guy. He's so impressive. It blows me away. I cannot believe how fucking good he is. It is just remarkable. And so you saw many of the trademarks from the first fight. Lead outside foot positioning, forcing him over to the left side. Getting underneath that jab to go to the body, the stab to the body, the stab to the body. So he brought back some of the hallmarks, the trademarks that worked well the first time that you can build off of, right? It's sort of modular. The first time we'll do these kinds of jabs to the body and then build out from there, different attacks for the first fight. And then in this one, you know, having to go to a separate set of attacks.
Several experts agree on one point. Defeating Usyk is a Herculean task. As one analyst put it, if you're going to fight Usyk, you're going to lose because he is the best. This attitude captures the prevailing view of Usyk as a nearly insurmountable challenge for most fighters.
Simon Jordan, originally he said he had this fight a draw, and then upon reflection, you know, 5-7 at best. At best. Seriously, mate. And, you know, of course, then he goes on. You know, he's back in a new horse now. He's asked, is Oleksandr Usyk unbeatable? And he says no. I agree. Yeah, look, there's no such thing as an unbeatable fighter. Yes, fighters retire undefeated. Andre Ward, Joe Calzaghe, Floyd Mayweather, Rocky Marciano, Ricardo Lopez, to name a few. They retired undefeated. Were they unbeatable? Marciano was certainly beatable, you know. Jersey Joe Walcott nearly beat him. If it was a 12-rounder, he would have won that fight. It was back in the days of 15 rounds. He got knocked out in the 13th round. Floyd Mayweather, many people feel as though we already should have lost to Jose Luis Castillo.